Oh, heck yeah. The portrait I did, it's done. So now, I am this guy. So, everybody else just looks great, and I've just got dwarf yelling. Alright. Anything else?
What are you going to do now?
The messenger is swift. He'll rally the tribes, all of them, the Angel's Light, with us. So we'll follow it. Now you go rest, eat.
Want to look around here. Alright. Well, let's start with that. Well, I'm not going to say I have no scruples, but I'm going to loot the heck out of this place. Looks like there might be a couple of places to check out, too. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. We've still got a decent chunk of HP, and so yeah, I could eat, rest, be merry, do whatever. Or I could see what's over here. I think. Hello?
Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope.
An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discomfort.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. No doubt you've heard of me. If you spend any time at all in the city, I have a business proposition for you. Your name tells me nothing. Who are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then. You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you're looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabras. May not be well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one ball to the next, but Gwyrm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city, I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have Horgus Gwyrm to thank for that. How'd you end up here?
For a moment, Horgus's eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you.
Like everyone else, down I went when the accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings, and instead came across hunters from the settlement. Though I must say, when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes. But they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. Horgus Gwyrm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered, not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. What kind of business proposition? I don't know what's happening on the surface right now, but I'm determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface to the city, if there's anything left of it. You look promising, like someone who can turn a demon into minced meat before they have time to sneeze. I could use a companion like you. You're strong, it'll be no trouble for you, but alas, I'm not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through the caves, playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins.
I suggest we help this man. It's good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Diplomacy, 12. We got a decent shot. Or I just go good. Nah, this guy sucks.
2,000 gold. Are you taking advantage of my dire circumstances? Very well. Make it 2,000. Deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village.
Cool.
Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find a way out, be sure to tell me.
Maybe being good would have worked fine there, but honestly, when it boils down to it, I have a hard time feeling like letting him keep his money it's the good thing to do, I guess, but... Okay, I think this is the way I came in. Pretty sure this is the way I came in. Anything else? Tons of mongrels. What about down here? I just want to see whatever's in the area. If there's anybody else. Because I'll take the money. Because I probably have some other use for it that's going to be better than whatever he has for it. Mutated fish. Well, hopefully these come in useful. Oh, there's an Evia. We should talk to her.
The tragedy may not have happened if you spent less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking real spies and demon worshippers.
Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists, then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses.
What's the bad blood between you two about? It's an old matter. Miss Blade here had the notion of spying on me and then rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist?
Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Gorham, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that all the rigmarole with the middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade?
Don't you see I have a reputation to uphold, and one that I value highly. Horgus Worm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from the tail. Yes, I care about the city. Yes, I wish to see that my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming every sponger, leech, and parasite into the city.
Huh. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes, you're an alright bloke. But carrying on secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job it is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. I actually like him slightly better now. Anevia, how's the leg? Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They've bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm gonna live. They said wait a day and I'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting.
What are you going to do when you get back to the surface? I'm going to go home. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing or if I'm now homeless.
I'm going to find Irabeth. She's my wife. Oh. And leader of Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canabras to fall.
What do you think of the mongrels? I thought they were just a story, the sort of thing drunks in taverns would come out with. Now I discover that it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are most unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even still alive.
The part that boggles my mind is they're descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years, they've been living beneath our feet in caves in the dirt. If I'd known the legends about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place.
To what end? The people of Canabras would have stoned them on sight, and Prelate Overrun would have had them tossed on the pyre en masse. Whatever ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface?
Hullrun. Okay, I'm going to read this one. Canabra's famed prelate, Hullrun Shapok, first gained trust and admiration of the city's people by organizing inquisitions against suspected demon worshippers and witches. Hullrun and his force of elite witch hunters exposed dozens of cultists and spies, and, it is said, executed many more under suspicion, but with no real proof. These events started the Third Crusade, widely accepted as the least effective and most self-destructive of the four Crusades. Still, Hullrun evoked respect and admiration in the populace, as well as fear, and agreed to guide the city as his prelate. Alright. So, I think she might join the party officially next round. Okay, so I'm gonna loot everything quick first. Do we get anything else, or does this just bring us back? Nope, we get a little bit more. And then I'll go back. Oh, that's where we get to rest. I think the one thing I feel bad about with the mongrels is so many of them are asymmetrical. I think it would actually be really cool to have, you know, mongrels that are, you know, I think it's the horns on one side, not the other. Like, Wenduog looks great. Oh, and she is neutral evil. Interesting. Deadly and cunning huntress from the mongrel tribe left her home to travel the surface with her new commander. She inhabited a harsh and brutal world where the weak inevitably became prey for the strong, so she chose to be strong. Is there anything in the world she wouldn't do in her quest for power, or will survival always remain her primary instinct? He's lawful neutral. We don't know about her. She's probably either evil or, like, really good for some reason. You there! A tall woman with a face deformed by enormous swelling smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small sharp teeth. You from the surface, you must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dira. Let's trade.
Let's trade.
Alright, so I've picked up a whole bunch of goodies. Let's see. Is there bulk selling? Bulk selling. Okay, so I think this is perfect. Just sells all of the junk. So beyond that, we have a masterwork dagger. Let's sell the short spear, the long sword, the flail, the light mace. Most of those aren't going to be that helpful. I'm going to hold on to the masterwork since in case there's a character that can use it. But no real sense in holding on to things that I'm not going to need that much. I might get rid of the padded armor, too. What about the fish? Ah, right. There's cooking in this game. Okay, so now that we've done that, braces of armor +1 are very expensive. How much do mine sell for? An amount. Oh, quiver of cold iron ammunition. Can shoot 20 units of cold iron ammunition. Ah. That seems equal part really good. I'm gonna pick it up. That seems very useful for me. I was hoping it would just be effectively infinite, but no such luck. Thick pads. Huh. Whenever an enemy confirms a critical hit against the wearer of this +1 padded armor, they must pass a fortitude savings throw, or become unable to attack with a weapon for 1 round. Neat. There's also potions of cure light wounds, which would be nice. We have a cleric. I think I'll just assume we'll be fine. Alright. And we rest. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Anevia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Lon looks around. Everything's going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Wanderbots gone.
What do you think happened to Wenduog?
I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her. And she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she'll try to deny it.
All the tribes, the whole army is marching on the maze then.
By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one.
What about Anevia and Horgus? Are we just gonna leave them here?
Once we've cleared the maze, the way ahead will be safe. Anevia's in no state to fight, and that Horgus guy, he doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out a red carpet all the way to the exit.
Still, you're sure the maze is the only way to the surface?
Lan nods. There's another passage, the one that I used with my dad when we left and came back. The chief back then. He found it and filled it in, to stop anybody else from going against the ancestors' wishes. And what the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now, but we don't have a choice. We can only go forward.
Let's go, there's no time to lose.
Let's go, but before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before. But you've done something no one else has in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we have the power of the angels on our side. Lon's face grows sullen. It won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones. Hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. The straight road is the shortest. So I think, depending on who we, yeah, this is the gate. Who we had sided with, one would leave, maybe. Hopefully we can still save Wenduog, but, like, I'm sure there's going to be other characters, so I'm not going to, you know, be upset that we lost one. I've also heard you can respec characters at a tavern. And so we'll probably go through, like, a formation. I will look into that. Let's see, formation. Can't really like that optimal auto formation. These two in front, these two way in the back. I guess, realistically, it doesn't have to be that much of a distance. There we go. Yeah, what I'm just going to do is do a rolling firing squad. And we're just going to snipe everything that comes our way. We can engage in melee, but why? You know, why risk it?
The tribes are gathering. Soon we will attack.
How long can we wait?
The other tribes haven't turned up yet. We're just gonna wait for them just another while longer.
Knowing Soul, the preparations will take the better part of a day. Let's go take a look at it in the maze ourselves and see what's what. Yeah, it's like, frankly, I would say the optimal answer here would be to, Oh, this is less useful. Okay, how do we get him to switch? There we go. I think we're still fine. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, the front runners weren't in the front for some reason. Doesn't look like there's really much of anything out here. Just a little bit of an extra fight. No loot. Seemingly no secrets. But I'll take the extra fights all the same. Okay. But yeah, I don't know why there was no option for me to be like, yeah, I've got the sword, but I'm gonna go clear the maze. We'll be done with it, and then we'll come back and we'll tell you to come through. I guess the maze is supposed to be a test for the people. This maze is kind of creepy, actually. Oh. I can actually mouse over that. Bas relief of Baphomet, Demon Lord, Lord of the Minotaurs, and Lord of the Labyrinth. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Problem is I don't have a rogue. But I do have a character that is at least somewhat skilled in trickery. When we get the ability to respec, I'm gonna... Whoops. There we go. When we get the chance, I'm gonna go through and specifically respec everybody to be in a better state. Oh, good. AoE looting. My favorite. Okay. And we can pick the lock, because our paladin is good at thievery for some reason. Okay, you can attempt to open any locked chest. No checks are required to break open a chest, but will take some time, and some of the contents will be broken. Picking a lock with trickery is much more profitable, but it requires a successful skill check. Cool. Well, I'm just going to make sure I always have one character that's really skilled in trickery. Just because... you know, makes sense. Okay, and then traps. Perception skill, disarm the trap, follow the line leading from the trap. Oh, that's interesting, to disarm it. Be performed with the highest, character with the highest trickery skill bonus. Okay, so with any other skill check, you should select the whole party before doing the disarm attempt. If the check is successful, the trap will be disarmed. If it fails, it'll stay where it is. Or if it's low results. Okay, cool. I think that's a neat system. There we go. Yeah, so we'll definitely want to pick up some kind of pseudo-roguish character at some point. Okay, is there... There we go. Yeah, if I just have those two start shooting, that'll probably make my life easier. I'll keep the other characters in melee just because. Extensive, but Slightly water-damaged collection of writings and rituals and demon worship. You know, I was expecting the maze to be, you know, much more filled with monsters and traps and stuff, as opposed to just a cultist den. I actually was really expecting the mongrels to be much more aggressive crusaders, as opposed to just, like, tribespeople. If I had a secret underground culture descended from the first crusaders planning on, you know, rising again and doing... Is that, like, is that the girl with the pearl earring, or is that... No. I can't tell if these are the original paintings that have just been copied, or if they made their own renditions. Anyway. You know, if my society was based around the idea of going on, you know, another crusade, fulfilling my ancient purpose, I would probably... Let's see. That's spellbook. I'm gonna have both of them fight defensively. Because I think he is. We also have a large person, which I should probably consider using. Let's see. Here we go. Grab kind of everything. Wonder how many times you can respec in this. Lockpicks. Lockpicks can help you handle harder locks. They can be found among loot or bought from a vendor. Lockpick is expended upon use and gives a bonus to trickery. Oh. I really like that, actually. I might steal that idea. I have no idea what that trap is for. It clearly didn't go off, but I didn't see where it was aiming either. Okay. I'm gonna rethink this one. Okay, we have a Cure Light Wounds. Do a weapon enchant. Corrupted Mongrels. Oh, interesting. There we go. That's worrying. Lon stares at the dead mongrel with sorrow in his eyes. Holvin. His name is Holvin.
Did you know him?
Yeah, he's not from our tribe, but we're both hunters, so we cross paths from time to time in the cave passages. We'd share news and leave supplies for each other. Then he just disappeared. Lon frowns. He used to talk about wanting to try his luck in the maze. I thought he was long dead. If only he had been.
Why would mongrels attack us? Aren't we on the same side?
Something's wrong with them. Look, their bodies. It's like something's eating them from the inside out. Sure, maybe these guys just ate something weird or having an off day. I think something drove them out of their minds. Or someone.
Seems like the shield maze of yours is crawling with cultists. How'd they get in here?
I have no idea. This is my first time here, too. Maybe they fell down here the same way you did. Lon shrugs awkwardly and looks away. Wandawag comes here all the time. I'd ask her about it if she were here. Come to think of it, where is she?
Let's go. This place might be even more dangerous than we thought.
And there I was hoping that we'd be the meanest things in here. Lon's laughter sounds strained. These mongrels and cultists. Now that I did not expect. I need to find out what's going on in here. And it seems like the cultists have been here for quite some time. Frankly. Bloodstains still mar the ground. Around them are comfortable benches with pillows. Someone clearly enjoyed watching others suffer. This is very much like an operation. This is not... You know, this is not just kind of like a small cult hideout. I don't know. I stand by my slight bewilderment at the fact that, you know, nobody noticed this. Okay, there we go. Shred them. Wow! We do a lot of damage. And yes, I'm aware I do have this on a slightly easier difficulty. Slightly? I don't know. I should probably mess with it a little bit, because I know I can change it whenever I want. Because I think I turned on the extra enemies option. I love the idea of fighting large groups of weaker enemies. There's just something about that that's more fun for me. It feels more badass. It's something that I'm going to be trying to do in more of my like actual campaigns that I run, which is like just a lot of quick trash that can be dispatched kind of safely. Okay. Oh, I wonder if... Oh, hello. I wonder if you can actually disable the emitter and also the mechanism. Because I saw two different things that could be interacted with there. Maybe. So this looks like it might be progress. Inspection. Every enemy has their own unique statistics and abilities. Okay, so... I can just inspect enemies to take a look at them. However, there was another passage over here that I want to go double check. Yeah, this one. I don't know if there's anything actually useful here, but I feel like I have to check anyway. I don't know. This might be progress? It seems more like a weird side chamber than anything. But I'm fine with that. Okay, what do we got in here? Hello? More corrupted mongrels. Always start the first salvo. Always start the first salvo. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen me play Divinity Original Sin, but I have no honor in that game. Also, I'm wrong. I think this is progress. Which is a bit of a shame, because it means I'm going to have to go back to get to that other one. But it is what it is. Okay. Check over here, too. Lots of boxes. I'm a little afraid encumbrance is going to mess with me. Oh, well. It's fine. Yeah, whenever I... There's a lot of corrupted mongrels here. But whenever I play Divinity Original Sin, I would go way out of my way to start combat in the midst of dialogue. You know, it'd be like, end dialogue now! And I'd be like, alright, switch characters, and have character that is not currently in dialogue. You know, drop some barrels next to whatever thing I'm going to be fighting. And then set it off to start the fight. Was it honorable? No. Was it fair? No. Did it mess a couple of things up? Yes. Was it fun? Hell yeah. Like, I'll admit, I'm a little disappointed that Baldur's Gate 3 is what Larian is currently working on, because I truly feel that their strength lies in Divinity Original Sin. But I also know exactly why they're working on it. The Nabras is a system of aqueducts channeling water from the rivers into the city. It was seriously damaged during the earthquake. Like, I know why they're working on Baldur's Gate 3, but I don't know, some quality is lost in the process. And it makes me sad. I guess I wouldn't say quality so much as just... Wow. That was a good hit on the hand of Hasala. The door to the unfinished section of the maze can be opened with a nearby torch. It's a hidden lever. Yeah, let's just go. Boo! Can you hit the ranger? Perfect. Because the brutes and the guards are definitely a lot tankier. There we go. This is why I wanted to go with longbows and some other things. Just let me shred anything from afar. Ooh. That was a little bit more locked than I was expecting. It's okay. Grab everything. I might want to actually go for... Oh, we're overloaded. And we're slowed. We can also get a bag of holding to increase our capacity. Animal companions also increase it. Oh. You know, speaking of animal companions, I might actually redo Lon as like a ranger with a bear. That was actually one of my considerations for the party, was just having everybody be rangers with... Oh. How wounded? Slightly wounded. Okay. I'm gonna quick save. Let's do it. Okay, it's not so bad. Like I said, I am on an easier difficulty. It would be nice to play these on harder, but I am busy. And I think I prefer... hell, I don't know. I think I was talking to my brother, and I said, like, my kitchen smelling of burnt fat and garlic. Food was clearly cooked here in vast quantities. Alright. Aha! But my favorite state of most video games is, like, power fantasy or, like, overkill or cakewalk. There we go. That's my preferred difficulty setting. Does it make games a little bit more boring? Yeah, but it's just kind of fun, and it's relaxing, and I don't have to feel frustrated. You know, if I want to play a hard game, I'll play Sekiro, or, you know, Bloodborne. That's the sort of game where, you know, going hard makes a lot of sense. A lot of these other games, I'm kind of okay on. Not having the challenge. Really wish doors were marked on this map. That's the one thing. Oh, we want to go here. There we go. I just realized how silly my dwarf looks as he runs. Probably because... Okay, Sela, head for the cleric. These two shoot the wizard. Make very short work of them. There we go. Oh, that was quick. We turned them into giblets. Yeah, I wonder if we would have actually been able to find that out normally. Ritual pool filled with fresh blood. Yuck. Okay, and she still has a cure. Ooh, that's a good cure light wounds. Okay. Which of my characters has the highest trickery? Summary. Trickery 6, trickery 13. Okay, Camellia. There we go. What is in this room? A fair bit, actually. I was expecting something a little bit... Oh, dretches. It's fine. Damage reduction. So... I guess I should probably just investigate them. inspecting a creature. Ah, I see. I just turned it on. So, DR5, good or cold iron? I do have those cold iron arrows, but it's just dredges. I think I'll just shred them with just big dangage. Like I said, shred with big dangage. Wow, these people were loaded. Judging by the corpses littered around the summoning site, the cultists did manage to summon a demon in the end. Maybe this is progress. I don't know. I wish more games were open about that sort of thing. The more backtracking I have to do just to be like, is this the right way? Because I always want to get all the loot. And the problem is, these look very valid. Bothers me. All of these look very valid. Eh. Hello! The clerics. I can't wait until these guys get flurry of blows. The bodies of the maze builders lie where they were caught by the earth elementals enraged by the earthquake. The builders' tools lie scattered next to their bodies. Wait. Maze builders? Like they've been building this? Door to the heart of the shield maze is locked with magic. Like, they've been actively building this. Not what I was expecting. Are these characters still fighting defensively? Yes. Yeah, that actually works fine for me. The less damage my front line takes, the better. I know we were encumbered. Oh, but it's light encumbrance. There we go. What is this? Large aggressive creatures kept in this cage. Judging by the bent bars, that creature is now loose. I guess I can zoom out a bit more. No idea which one of these is the main path. I'm just going to check all of them and we'll just double back a couple of times. Ambien. Interesting. Bye. Ow. Well, that hurt. A bit. I wonder if we can just rest while in here. Probably a piss poor idea. I do appreciate how much of a proper dungeon this is, though. Like, I would gladly play, some CRPGs like this. That, okay, this looks very official. Maybe? I don't know. Whatever, we'll just kill our way through it anyway. We should be able to come back. Maybe not. Looks more like a blood pit than anything. Okay. Yeah, blood pit and prison. Let's see. But yeah, I would very much play one of these games that has no plot, no story, no character, no dialogue. It's just one giant dungeon crawl. Effectively, Legend of Grimrock. But as a CRPG instead. I think that could be really cool. Okay, I'm gonna save, and we're just gonna start pressing buttons. Problem is too many combinations. I don't see an entrance on this one. So we'll have to come back. There's this other room up here. So maybe we'll get a clue. Or maybe I've missed it. We still have the day of the city. Yeah, I didn't throw the target at the dart at the target. I guess the drink was the thing that triggered the assault. Earth elementals? Don't mind if I do. We are going to have to rest at some point, though. Okay. Well, that's not going to give me any clues. Nor will that. A lot of ingredients. A lot of not much else. Okay, so whatever's in that chamber, I don't know. Like I said, there's got to be a clue for it. I just don't know where it is. Well, I guess this was progress. And we'll just come back to that one at a later date. Hopefully not too later of a date. Maybe I was just supposed to keep messing with it. Let's see. That said, that's a pretty good stopping point, at least for now. So I will see you all on the next episode of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And as always, thanks for watching.